Welcome to the Transformation Podcast hosted by Leading Empowerment and Transformation Authority, Dr. Sylvia Forchap-Likambi. The Transformation Podcast brings you life-changing content and inspirational content, all designed to educate, empower, inspire you to unlock your full potential and thrive in life so that you may live a fulfilling, purposeful, and successful life, the life you were designed, created, and placed on this earth to fulfill. And the contents are all around personal development, leadership, mindset, transformation, health and well-being, relationships, entrepreneurship, geared and empowering you to unlock your full potential. And during this month of April, we've been looking at unlocking your full potential. I've just resumed the Transformation Podcast in the month of April, which is an incredible month because it's the month where we step into spring. The majority of this quarter of the year is spent in this season of spring, and we said spring is a season where we have new growth, we have potentials being unlocked, talents that have been died or dormant. We see trees, like in my first session I talked about that their leaves had fallen, they were all dead, they are brought back to life. There is revival, there is restoration. So it's such an incredible moment for us to revamp or actually start the Transformation Podcast this year. And as we were talking about potential, it's energy that's dormant, it's ability that's dormant, that has not yet been tapped into, that's not yet been utilized. It's all the gifts. They are the gifts that you have that are laying dormant within you, that you've not yet unlocked, you've not yet utilized. And we are here to actually empower you, inspire you to unlock this incredible dormant potential and energy that are trapped within you, so you could live a fulfilling and purposeful life. You could live the best life that you were called to live. We said when we don't actually know who we are, we will not be able to know the potentials, the gifts, the talents, abilities that we have. And of course, we're going to settle for a mediocre life. We're going to live an average life below our full potential, which is why the very first episode, we did a lot of work on self-awareness. Apart from defining potential, you might go back and watch the other videos. I won't spend much time on that as I round up this session before I have a guest speaker next week for you. We had the definition of potential, which I've just reviewed again, and we looked at why it's important to unlock our potential. We said if we don't actually unlock our potential, we'll live an unfulfilling life, we'll live an average life, we'll never excel and thrive in life. People will exploit us, people will abuse us, because sometimes we will think that they are doing us a favor, not knowing that we are bringing so much value and transformation to their lives or workplaces. So it's paramount that you go back into those first two videos I did to understand what potential is all about, why you must unlock your potential, and how we can get to that stage where you identify, you become aware of all the potentials. We talk about your strengths, your passions, your gifts, your talents, the things that you do naturally well, the things that you love and enjoy doing, and all of that. That's your passion, of course, because the things you are called to do, you are naturally passionate at doing what you are born and placed on this earth. You are naturally gifted, you have some strengths to fulfill that purpose. So you should be looking at these things. I'm not going to go back, like I said. And in the second session, we looked at seeing the end from the beginning, knowing what your gifts and your potentials are. You know, but they are still in that dormant stage. It is paramount that you see the end from the beginning. You see the work being accomplished already before you go to work. You see the fruits from the beginning before you go and sow the seeds that will produce such fruits. I gave simple examples or analogies like, if you don't know what an orange fruit looks like, then you might not be able to make the decision that you want to sow an orange fruit. Seed which will produce orange fruits, because you love orange fruits, you love how juicy they are, how succulent they are, you love how sweet and tasty they are. So based on the fruits, you now go to work to choose the type of seeds you're gonna sow, because imagine, already you know that seeds are the dormant stage. The fruits are already trapped within those seeds, but they've not yet been made manifest, they've not yet been revealed, they've not yet grown and matured into the fruits they were designed to become. So we have have potential trapped within that seed. And like I said, you might have all the potentials in the world, infinite potentials, which you really do have infinite potential, because you are created by a magnificent God who is infinite in his, potential. He's omnipotent, omnipresent, all powerful, and you're created in his likeness and image. So you are also omnipotent. You have infinite potential, in other words. But this potential is still like at a baby stage. It's still trapped. It's not yet tapped. It's not yet been manifested into that which it has to become. So if you don't see the end, if you don't know what you are meant to become, then sometimes you get actually derailed. You would lack focus, or you will actually easily give up. You will not be patient enough, because you may be thinking, looking at others who are already excelling in their field because they were called to become something else, and you are wondering, how come your friends with whom you started this journey at the same time are already producing fruits, and here you are still in that dormant stage? But once you know your fruits, before you become those fruits, then it's easy. You are rest assured, you are at peace, because you understand that there are seasons, and based on your fruits, there are different seasons that you'll be harvested. You get to maturation, so you don't worry, you don't look at others and envy them, or you don't go into competition with others. And we also talked about looking at the end from the beginning, which is vision. It ignites a powerful core conviction within you. It guides you, it disciplines you, it creates discipline, because you know where you are going to, you know your final destination. You're not going to follow people, you're not going to get off track because the majority are going to that destination. No, you will stay on track, being patient. Then staying on track, being patient, knowing exactly where you are going to. You might change routes, you might change strategies, but then you know exactly your destination. So it's paramount. And also, when you know the type of fruits that you are, obviously you will know, like I said, how to sow, because different seeds are sown in different ways, in different environments, and all of that. The sowing is done differently based on the type of seeds, and hence the type of fruits that will be produced. And today, what are we going to look at as we round up this session? We've had some incredible, powerful words and principles that are all fundamental truths. You can know all you want. Knowledge is only potential power. I always say it's the application of knowledge that really has the power to transform our lives and enable us to live that fulfilling and purposeful lives, to unlock or to live our maximum potential. If we don't take action, if we don't apply all the knowledge that we have about who we are and the infinite potential within us, no matter how much we are so clear about our vision, how devoted we are, without action, there is absolutely no achievement of our desired outcome. Without action, every goal remains a wish. And we know that if wishes were horses, then even beggars will ride. There is much more when we talk of goals, which we're going to look at right now. The goals you need to set, knowing where you are going to, knowing the destination, knowing the fruits that you have to become, knowing what you are called to serve, your purpose. You set goals that are in alignment with your purpose, so that you may be able to wake up daily and work on those goals, prioritize those goals, being able to say no to so many other things. Like we saw also the power of vision, giving us that ability to say no without feeling guilty. So you really have to be clear with this. But then the key part of really having that transformation, of now unlocking that potential, you need to get that key and open that door. You need to open up that seed. You need to give that seed that fertile ground for the opportunity for it to sprout, grow, and become all that it was actually created to become. So you need to actually take the actions. And today we're going to be looking at those actions, because it's the action that's going to transform your life. It's the application of everything that you have learned during these sessions, these first 3 sessions of the Transformation Podcast for the year, that will really transform your life. And today we're going to look at the power of actions, taking actions, setting goals. You need to know what step you're going to take, when you're going to do that. So I'm going to talk of smarter. You're going to set smarter goals. Okay, we've heard of SMART goals. I'm not going to use those SMART goals, which be simple goals, be very specific, simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Gone are those days. Okay, transformational, authority, agent. I am actually gonna bring you something that will transform your mind. I use my imagination to think widely, look at my own life, how I apply things, what I do in my life. So I'm not gonna use that. I'll take you to an ulterior level, to another level. We're gonna be setting smarter goals, not spelled as TER, the smarter, but SMARTAR, smarter, SMARTAR. I've took this a bit, not really based on my teachings, based on my own life, the direct application of everything I teach you in my own life, how I apply it, what makes me succeed, in achieving the goals I set for myself, and above all, in fulfilling my potential, my untapped potential. How do I keep unlocking my potential with every new day I'm blessed with the gift of life? So I'm going to share this practical, tools, strategies, resources, blueprint with you. And you can check this on my book, Success Blueprint, and it is so powerful. A lot of people have used this book and they've actually shared testimony how it's transformed their lives. I know a lot of coaches will also use it to coach and guide their clients. I also have a workbook. I have a PowerPoint presentation to help you. So if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a trainer, you might get in touch with me. It's a powerful book that shares groundbreaking blueprints to achieve success. And success, like I said at the very beginning, is unlocking your full potential. It's becoming everything you were created to become. And we said when we unlock our potential, we reveal all that we are created to become. We become all that we are created to become. We fulfill our life purpose, and success is fulfilling my life purpose. Everything that is created to fulfill a purpose, once it's fulfilled that purpose, it is successful. So that's why we look at self-awareness. So what is S in the smarter? Right now, in the unlocked potential, the trap potentials within you, in the abilities, capabilities, all that which you can do, all that which you can become. You have seen that from the beginning, you've experienced it, you have felt what it means, the fulfillment you get from living that life, from becoming that person, and all you see within you, or all you experience, is that sense of deep inner peace and satisfaction. You know for sure that you are not doing this because of a wage, you are not doing this because you need some money. Even if you had everything in the world, like we look at during the second podcast of this month, if you had everything in the world, you will still go out and do this thing, carry out this work, this service, because that's the very purpose for which you were created. Those are the potentials that are trapped within you to serve your world. So S is for specific, be very specific, be succinct, okay? And it's about vision. Have a clear vision, have clarity. What do you want to unlock? What is that potential trap within you that you want to unlock? Like I said, we've got infinite potential, okay? It might be 10 potentials you want to unlock this week, this month. For example, let me give a simple example. You might know that in you there is a potential to become a best-selling author. You've got the potential, the ability to become an incredibly inspirational, transformational, motivational speaker. You've got the power to become an incredible teacher that will impact and transform her students or his students' lives. So in other words, that's the vision, to teach, to encourage others, to transform people's lives. Or the vision is to write that book, that best-selling transformational book that will transform and impact lives, beyond your generation. It might be you are a great coach, and your vision in this state, because you've got the potential to coach people, to encourage people. You might be a counselor, you might be an encourager, you might be a relationship coach, whatever it is. You might be a fitness coach. That is the vision. That is what you are called to unlock. That is what you want to unlock, the potential, the things that you've not yet done or fulfilled, the books that you have not yet written. Every book you have written, every book I've written to this day are no longer my potential. I've already tapped those books from me, so they've become live, they've become a fruit that people are now benefiting from. I need to look at those other seeds, those other books that are still trapped within me in the form of ideas, that I have to go and pen them down, I have to go and type them down and serve the world with. So being specific is having that clear vision. My vision is to actually write a best-selling book on health and well-being by the 10th of June 2023. My vision, one of my key vision, I'm so specific, my goal to unlock another potential of mine is to release another best-selling book, The Supreme Law of Gratitude, by the end of next month. By the 30th of May 2024, I need to get that book out there. I need to get the complete ideas. Not complete, there will always be new ideas that I could add to that book, but I need to complete the work now and put it out there to serve others. So that's a very clear goal. That's a very, very clear vision. I want to achieve that. But like I said, we are omnipotent. There are so many potentials trapped within us to be unlocked, to be tapped, to be unleashed. So we need to look at that. We need to know exactly what it is we want to do. So as I speak to you right now, go back and listen to the first 2 videos. What exactly do you want to tap into? What potential of yours do you want to tap into before the end of this month, April 2024, before the end of May 2024? Write that vision down clearly. Write it down. Don't keep it in your mind. Okay, now it's not the time to visualize anymore. We are taking actions. We are becoming practical. We are extracting that idea. We are now literally taking that seed that we know. We are convicted. We are unwavering in our conviction that that seed is from an orange fruit. Hence, it will only produce oranges. But I know that if I hold that orange seed in my hands for eternity, for 10 decades, it's only gonna remain an orange seed. I will never see the oranges come out to life. So the action is setting those goals to go and sow that seed in that fertile ground, put the fertilizer, nurture it, water it, feed it day and night until it takes roots, grows into the tree, and eventually produces its fruits. And based on the type of fruits that you've seen from the beginning, you will know the expected time. You will know the season of harvest. So you will not be under any compulsion, under any pressure, to take action and let it happen within this time frame. No, you will be patient. Once you've done your part, and that's what vision does, it gives you an unwavering confidence. When we go sow a seed out there, we don't wake up every single morning, go and look there, is my seed out, has it sprout, and things like that. No, we don't do that. Once we are nurturing, watering, and the seed we've sown, we are confident that over time, in the appointed season, it's going to sprout. It will shoot out, and then it will actually grow into the tree and eventually produce the fruits after its kind. So it's paramount that you write down the vision, make it clear, write it down so he who sees it can run with it. Sometimes visionary are not necessarily the executors of the vision. I might be called to unlock this potential trap within me, but I am not the one, for example, to go sow that orange seed. I'm not the one to do that, but I saw the vision of sowing oranges or orange seeds in this place, so we may get an orchard of so many oranges, produce orange juice, so many other stuff, vitamin C's and things like that. But I might not necessarily be the one to execute that. But if I don't share my vision clearly with you and those who are allowed, who are meant to run with me and accomplish that vision, if it's not clear, then they cannot do it. And that's why he says in Habakkuk, write that vision down, make it clear, so he who sees it will run with it. The partners that are going to collaborate with you, the people that are going to come and work with you to fulfill this vision, to fulfill your potential, we come on board once it's clear. So sing straight to the point. What do you see? What is it that you want to do? What do you see by the end of March? See yourself accomplishing? What potential do you see yourself unlocking and using to serve the world? Then to the next. So write that down, be very specific, make it clear. And then the next thing, the A, you want to pause. But the truth is, because I've already taken you through the work, understanding your potential, so you're already seeing the end from the beginning anyway. So it's much easier now to set these smarter goals. It's ambition. How ambitious are you? You've got to be ambitious. Ambition is like giving everything, anything to accomplish success. In other words, giving everything, doing everything in your part, in your ability to actually become all that you were created to become, to unlock every potential within you in such a way that you are buried when you leave this planet empty, without any more potential trap within you. Is doing everything in your part to do all that which we are called to do. In other words, to succeed. And like I said, succeed is fulfilling your life purpose. Is fulfilling your life purpose. Success is becoming all that you were born and placed on this earth to fulfill. So you have to be very clear. You have to understand that without ambition, it is like the independent factor that drives success. Okay, you have the vision. If there is no ambition, if there is no desire, no drive to succeed at all costs, to go to that end point that you've seen, to have that fruit at all costs, of course not at the detriment of others, when you've actually exhausted everything within your power and potential to do that, you're gonna leverage the resources around you. You're gonna meet maybe counselors, you're gonna meet maybe coaches, mentors like myself, to guide you, to support you, to add our strength to yours, so you may accomplish the purpose for which you were sent here to accomplish. So you must be ambitious. You must be ambitious. Like I said, show me anybody who's been successful in life without being ambitious. I'm not just talking of, accomplishing goals, ticking boxes. Absolutely no. There is that deep inner fulfillment. We've already resolved that. That's what success is all about. You are truly fulfilled. You have peace and rest. You are not doing it for others to say thank you. You are not doing it because you need a wage. You have everything, but you know that it's for this very purpose that you are created to live. And this is the very purpose that will bring you true inner fulfillment and rest. And hence you step out and accomplish this purpose, using all your power, all your might, everything within you. And once these have been exhausted and you still have not accomplished that goal, that vision that you set out, and hence you've set goals, steps to lead you to that vision, then you're gonna leverage the strengths, the potential, the gifts of those around you, your network, which is why we often say your network determines your net worth. How worthy you become, how valuable you become, because you're gonna unlock those potentials with their support. So it is paramount. Okay, if you have a goal without any ambition, like I said, you're not gonna be driven, because there will be challenges along the way. That ambition is what will keep you going. It's what will enable you to remain disciplined and be able to overcome those storms and hurdles you meet along the way. And the arrow is for the realization of that vision, of that specific potential you want to unlock, you want to actually reveal, you want to tap into this month. It's making it a reality. It's realizing it. It's making it manifest in the physical realm. Why every vision is in my mind, it only remains a vision until it is physically manifested on earth. It is actually becoming that fruit that we've seen in that seed. Yes, while I take an orange seed, I might literally see an orange fruit in it. But of course, eating that seed is not having oranges. Okay, so that process now to let that orange, which is orange and in color and juicy and all of that, is not a hard, white, or kind of seed, cream seed, which is hard, not succulent. That's not it. Even though I know that I've seen that fruit in it, I need to, in the reality, in the physical world that we live. Like I said, we are spiritual beings having a natural physical experience. Our purposes, our potential are to serve our world, physical humans like you and myself. So I need to physically produce that fruit. I need to physically realize that vision. And I want to tell you something. That's why I'm not using the SMART goals that they say. Be realistic. Every vision is realistic. Okay, vision is in the mind. It's in the mind of the beholder, of the visionary. And because it's your mind, remember I said at the beginning, God puts that image in your mind to remind you of who you are, who you are called to become. He has not put it in my mind. So what is real for you might not be real for me. If you have seen it in your mind, then it is real. Whatever you have envisaged, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve, it's a reality, it's a deal done. So let no one ever tell you that your dream, your vision are unrealistic. The timing might be unrealistic, but no vision is ever unrealistic. You might be the poorest in the world. None of your family members have ever gone to school, and you envisage yourself becoming the top professor in the world, the best doctor, surgeon in the world. Yes, it is possible. Yes, you can realize it. The only way to make it a reality now is to take that action. Is to take it off your mind now and you sow it in the physical world. You speak it out first. You affirm. Call those things that are not as if they were. You call the oranges in that orange seed as if it were already oranges. And over time, it becomes a reality. By affirming, we are calling for life into existence. And when we write it down, we are setting the foundations and framework for which, that life is going to actually live and thrive in. So it is paramount that you speak out that vision, you affirm, you call it out, you write it down, put it in pictures. They talk of vision board. Write it down very clearly, which is why I said, so people who can see it will run with it. You may not necessarily be the executor. Once you put that stage down, every dream, like I said, every vision is realistic, and it's only a matter of time for you to realize it. And that's the T, realization. And the realization will now have a time attached to it. Like I said before, by the 30th of May 2024, I must, I know that God wants me to do that. He's already done it. It's far overdue. Release my best-selling book, The Supreme Power of Gratitude, the ultimate antidote for grief. That is the time. I put that time bound so it will guide me. It will enable me to take the actions that are needed to guide me or lead me towards achieving that vision, that goal, towards getting into that direction. So I can tell that I'm moving closer to that vision, to that fruit, because I can see the tree, I can see the flowers, or I'm moving away because maybe the shoot is not coming up because I'm not watering it and the seed is dead. So it's paramount that you put a time to that, because obviously when we put a time to everything, there is that sense of urgency. Okay, you can't just sit and say in God's timing. To God, 1 second may be infinity. He has no time. He lives out of time. Time is for us because we live in a physical world. So you must actually associate time. If you look at every successful person in life who have accomplished, great results, great things, great achievements, they've had a time bound. They've had a time frame to that achievement. So it can push them, it can inspire them, it can motivate and drive them to take action. It can, if you may say, ignite or actually induce a kind of chronic stress, not chronic stress, sorry, acute stress. We know that stress is necessary. Stress comes for us to take action. However, you don't want to live your life in a stress mode where you're constantly fighting or running away or fighting. No. But what it happens, you've intentionally set a goal, a deadline. Your mind reminds you, your adrenaline close to that deadline. You are reminded, you are more focused. You now bring, pictures together, maybe things you were not seeing before, the dots that you were not seeing before to complete the puzzle. They are now coming to your attention because you have a deadline. Your mind is now in, kind of inclined towards getting you to that destination, getting you to fulfilling the goals that you have set, because our mind is there to serve us. Our mind says, your wish is my command. I am your servant. Send me, guide me, just tell me what to do. And I promise you, I won't only do it, I will amplify it. I will magnet things that are similar to that. So I have more energy and more power to go and accomplish that which you have sent me out to accomplish. So it's paramount that you have this time onto your goals. You write the time down. Don't say when God is willing. God's will is that you fulfill your purpose. He's created you to fulfill a purpose on this planet, and there is a time for that. You don't know when you're going to die. He will never tell you and I. Of course, some people, I don't even want to go to that, say they know when they're going to die, but he says nobody knows even when he's going to come, and also when you're going to leave this planet. Of course, we don't know when we're going to be born as well. Our parents may know, but that's just only a rough estimate. So many times we are given a date by the doctor, but our children are not born on those specific dates. So it is paramount that we set time, so we don't actually just keep doing things like we have eternity to live. No, we cannot live for eternity. Okay, well, we have this mortal body. We're gonna sometimes get sick. We're gonna die at one point. So it's paramount that you set a time frame. And then the A is not smarter with an E, remember, it's smarter. A is for action. You take actions. Like I said, the best vision, dreams in the world without any definite goals, putting steps down that I have to take to accomplish that dream, it remains wishes, just wishes. It's like a beautifully framed picture of where you want to be. That picture will never take you to where you want to be. It's framed and put in your living room to decorate your home. Some of you may have that vision for so long just to decorate your mind because you are never taking action. You need to take action once you've put that timeline, and again you'll be more inspired to take action because there is a deadline. You know, there'll be all the adrenaline, the cortisol's being released if you're getting closer to the deadline. And of course you are flexible because you're setting that deadline. Remember, you are under no compulsion, but you are a loyal person, you are a trustworthy person. You are truthful to yourself. When you make promises, you fulfill them to yourself and to others. Remember, you're your best ally, you're your best friend to accomplish this vision and goal that you set for yourself. And if you cannot trust yourself, who else can you trust? And how can you expect others to trust you? So it's paramount for you to take actions daily to unlock your potential. The potentials that you've decided to unlock this month, you want to take actions. The distance between our potential and the realization of our potential, or the reality or the manifestation of our potential, the fruit, if you may put it, you know, success, is time. Listen again. The distance between the vision, the potential within me, trapped within me, and the manifestation of that potential, the fulfillment of that potential, that distance is time. Time will determine how soon my potential is unlocked, how soon my potential, my seed, will become fruits. It will be time. I can't sow a seed tonight and immediately I see the fruits tomorrow. And again, remember, based on who you are, based on your purpose, your calling, your potential, you have different seasons, you have different time frames for you to transform from the seed to the fruit. So it is paramount that you know that that distance is time, and what will make that time longer or shorter is the action, or they are the actions you take. In other words, actions is indirectly proportional to the distance between your dream, your vision, and your reality. So the longer the time is, or the shorter, the less actions you take, the longer the time will take for you to unlock your potential, for you to achieve your maximum potential, for you to become that which you have set out to become this month, to unlock a gift, a talent within you. So the less actions you take, the longer that process will take before you ever see the light of your fruits, of your dreams being made manifest on this physical planet. The more actions you take, the shorter the time. The more actions you take, the shorter the time from getting to take you from your potential to fulfillment of your potential, to the realization of your fruits. Let's take, for example, the two of us. All right, you're watching me now. We've gone and bought an orange seed. We want to sow it. We all have decided that we love oranges. We love how succulent, how juicy, how sweet they are, how nutritious they are. We also love all the medicinal, values they add to us and benefits. So we've decided, the two of us. The more action I take, if I choose to get up today and go to the supermarket and get those orange seeds, and you don't do that, your process of transforming your orange seeds into fruits is delayed. If I wake up today, I go take actions, maybe the two of us took actions today, we got those fruits, and then yet you just came and put those fruits in your living room, and I went and toil my ground there, got the fertile ground, put my fertilizers there, and I nourish my seed. I sowed my seeds. The sooner I will see my oranges, the sooner the realization of the potential that are trapped within that orange seed, will be manifested or revealed. But if you don't take that action to sow it, it will take longer. You will still have your potential trapped within that orange seed for as long as you just sit there doing nothing. So I go sow now, and the more I water it, you've seen cases where you just go sow, you don't take actions, you don't water it. Sowing is not enough. If it's in the dry season, it's so dry, it's gonna die. In fact, the potential will just remain there, choked and killed. You will never see the life of those oranges. So the more actions I take, the sooner I water them as well. The more I water them, and maybe even add some fertilizers that will nourish them more, the sooner or the shorter the time that I can get my fruits. The transformation of my seeds to the fruits, but of course, again, obeying the laws of nature, of seasons, that you were meant to. For example, after being born, you cannot walk immediately, no matter how much. In fact, if they want to put you to stand a lot when you're a baby, they're going to damage you, okay? But once we have that understanding that there is a season for just sitting, for just being carried, you can't even sit, for sitting, then crawling, and all of that, then we work in accordance with that sitting, with that timing and season. So it's not like you're gonna take actions contrary to the laws of nature, the laws of divine creation. No, your actions will be in alignment with the laws of divine creation. I cannot go and sow, for example, an orange seed in the season of harvesting oranges. That's not the season. No matter how much actions I take, which is why I asked you at the beginning to understand seasons. Once you understand your potential, who you are called to become, you know your season of, flourishing, and your season of just reviving, restoring, of restoration, revival, and all of that. So it's paramount that you actually take those actions and in the right timing, so that you can see those fruits, those potentials that are trapped within you become a reality. And the last is that rest, is that restoration, is that revival. It is paramount for you to unlock your full potential, for you to live a purposeful, fulfilling life, be able to unlock, be able to tap into all the diverse, infinite potentials within you. You've got to work and rest. You take action, you do all of these things I've said, but you've got to rest. You don't rest, you're gonna break down. It's not action, action, action. You see people bend down. So once you know who you are, again, you understand your seeds and fruits. Like I said, there are seasons. You've just been harvested, now you've served. You go back to your restoration, hibernation, whatever you may put it, where you are reviving again, you are restoring. Like we just saw all of those trees I was talking to you during the first podcast that had no fruits, that had no leaves. They were all like skeleton, but they were actually being restored, revived. Things were taking place, transformation was taking place within them. And in the appointed season of spring, they then started sprouting, their leaves were coming out. We see the flowers, and eventually in the season of harvest, we'll see the fruits. So you have to rest. You have to restore and revive your energy. Like I said again, understanding who you are created by a magnificent God. I've given so many analogies there. Understanding, for example, how this phone functions, that yes, you've already been tested, and the phone manufacturer knows that after 10 hours of working with this phone, the battery is going to die. But that's not the end. It still needs to fulfill its untapped potential, because this phone can still make calls, this phone can still do videos, this phone can still carry out a lot of functions. All we need to do is go recharge and refuel it. It's for it to be restored, revived, and re-energized again. You've got to rest. Like I said before, even God, to mother, to be a mother to us, how we have to work. He is omnipotent. Remember, he didn't really need to rest. He doesn't really sleep. He could have just worked and worked and worked without ever resting. They wanted to give us a framework under which we should actually function to fulfill our maximum potential, understanding that we are created in his likeness and image. When you know all of this, beloved, there is really no burning down. There is no burning out. There is no, exhausting yourself. You don't get to that mental breakdown, no, because you know that this body, you are aware of your potential. You are aware that at this stage now, you've exhausted all your energy, all the power within you. You just need to go back to the source and recharge, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot actually have fuel, keep driving, being motivated once you actually have no fear within you, which is that passion. There's something key that I forgot to mention when I talk of the SMARTAR, pardon me, before I talk of ambition. The M is for motivation. So S again is specific, setting your vision clearly. M is motivation. What's the motive? Why are you doing this? What is the why? Remember, it's linked to your purpose. This is what you were created to do. This is why you were called on earth to function. This is why you were placed on this earth. So when your why is in alignment with your purpose, believe me, the drive is incredible. It ignites a passion, it ignites a fuel. So in other words, you are always refueled and re-energized. So don't just do things because A, B, Dr. Sylvia is doing it, Jane is doing it, Paul is doing it. No, your why should be linked to your purpose. Your why should be linked to that intrinsic inner drive. There is an intrinsic motivation why we do things and an extrinsic motivation. To everything we do in life, there are two types of motivation, the intrinsic and the extrinsic. However, the extrinsic could never be functional or actually have no effect until there's an intrinsic element present. The intrinsic is the purpose for which, the reason why we are doing that. For example, the intrinsic drive of hunger is for you to eat. The intrinsic drive of thirst is for you to drink. Why? The external drive now is that, seeing water there, I might be like, oh, someone is drinking water already. I'm like, I'm thirsty. It's refreshing, it's reviving. But if I am not really having that intrinsic drive, if there is really no thirst within me, no matter how much I see out there, I see my best food, for example, that intrinsic drive is not there. I'm not hungry. The intrinsic drive, remember, to eat is hunger. The intrinsic reason, the motive why we eat is because we are hungry to nourish this body. Anything out of that does not produce real fulfillment and satisfaction, does not produce the benefit, does not really serve us in a way. It's just pleasurable. It's just our desires and all that. And so, for example, if you're not really hungry, you've eaten so much until you're so full, I bring you your best food. So external, that's an external drive. Your best food is there. It smells great. It's yummy. It tastes fabulous and exquisite and all that. If there is no intrinsic factor, if you're not hungry, you're not going to eat that food. If you eat it, guess what? You're not going to have fulfillment. You're not going to have that deep inner sense of satisfaction. If there's anything, you're going to have unrest, stomach ache. You're going to be in pain. There'll be no fulfillment and joy that comes from fulfilling our life purposes. And again, the drive, the why, you are taking that action, you are setting that vision, is to fulfill your purpose. Remember that purpose that you've seen, that potential that you've seen, that fruit that you've seen at the very beginning, before you even became the fruits, before we went to the A, which is how ambitious are you then? You've got the drive, you've got the motivation. Are you gonna go? Because there'll be time when we get to a point, remember, like I said, the fear we need to recharge, or there is just no motivation anymore. But the truth is, if my motivation was not externally driven, when everything within me is stuck, I will be reminded intrinsically, because it's within me. I've got the power. Nothing stops that within me. I've got the image in my mind, that clear vision, which ignites a passion, a fuel to keep me going, to drive me, to motivate me again, even when I meet hurdles, challenges, and stumbling blocks along the way. So it's paramount that you understand that the motivation factor is so important. The why is so important when you set those goals and vision. Don't do it to please people. It's not long lasting. That motivation will not keep you going. When those people are not pleased, when they criticize you, they are not fulfilled. After you've done everything you've done, then you will give up, you will quit, you won't keep going. But when it's truly because you have to fulfill your purpose, because that's the only thing, or one of the key things that brings you true inner fulfillment and rest, that you know that when you leave this planet, you'll be leaving a legacy behind, then you know what? You constantly have that drive, that motivation to keep going, no matter what. Whether people say congratulations or not, you will keep going. So just to summarize, as we come to the end of this episode, unlocking your potential, I just want to celebrate you. I just want you to be reminded that you're incredibly gifted. You have untapped potential within you to become great, to succeed, to achieve your greatness, to become all that you were created to become, and to remind you that success is your birthright. You are destined to succeed. You have already been created to succeed. The potentials have already been trapped within you. The ability, the capabilities to become that seed, what the seed that is within you to produce that fruit is already trapped within you. You need to see it, you need to feel it, you need to experience it, you need to believe it, you need to now extract it, write it down, you need to take the practical actions every single day, keeping your motive, keeping your why, keeping your vision in mind. Like I said, don't tend to the right, because that vision will keep refueling you, staying connected to your source of restoration and energy. You've got to take actions daily. Every single day you are blessed with the gift of life, because remember, everything you've done up to this day is no longer your potential, it's no longer my potential. So every single day we are blessed with the gift of life. We cannot just sit down and visualize, sit down and imagine, sit down and be positive, optimistic, and keep affirming, calling those things that are not as if they were, for them to become reality. There is a place for practical actions, to take steps, and God will order your steps. He would order my steps. So you're gonna take actions. You're gonna take actions, diligently. You're gonna take actions, committed, loyal, very loyal to taking those actions. You're not gonna quit. Okay, you're gonna be very ambitious to take all the actions so that you can achieve all that you were created to achieve. And the realization, like we said again, and the time, you have to put a time bound on it, you have to put a time frame on it, and you need to rest after you've done all that which you had to do, being confident, secure, and that all that you've done in the season of harvest, you shall become all that you were created to become. I hope you've been blessed by this episode of Unlocking Your Potential, and I'll be sharing with you an incredible session with a wonderful inspirational guest speaker next week. Until then, you've been listening to the wonderful, inspirational Dr. Sylvia Forchap-Likambi, your empowerment and transformation friend and dog. And it's been the Transformation Podcast, bringing you life-changing contents and inspirational contents on personal development, which we've just done, leadership, because you're a leader, so you may soar in your greatness, and also relationships, so you may have the best relationship with yourself and those around you, so you may leverage the people around you to fulfill your God-given potential. And also in entrepreneurship, or in your career, if you are not actually into entrepreneurship, you may be having to fulfill your purpose in your work, where you are working. Some might have to start a business. Not everybody is called to start businesses. So but we're going to be actually sharing transformational and inspirational content, strategies, and resources with you to excel in your entrepreneurial journey or in your career, and also health and well-being, so that you may thrive in optimal health and well-being. Because we know this for sure, you can have everything in life, all the gifts, all the potentials. You know exactly who you are, you are confident, you know exactly what to do. If you are not healthy, and worst of all, if you are dead, that's it. Every potential that has not been unlocked, every potential that has not been tapped into, will die as potential within you. The world will never see the fruits of those gifts. You will never be able to serve your well of those incredible talents, gifts, and resources that you are blessed with. So as long as we are alive, that's when we can change and impact our world. When we are dead, we can't do anything. So our health and well-being is paramount as we go on this journey on unlocking our full potential and living a fulfilling and purposeful life. Until next time, enjoy the Transformation Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. You can listen just to the audio on Spotify, Anchor, or on YouTube. God bless you. Thank you.